My mouth's getting wet. Horror, the horror. The horror, you don't know it. How about this? Okay. The horror. The horror. He said, I need a book to read. I said, why don't you try Heart of Darkness? It's one of my favorites since I've been here. You've seen Apocalypse now. He goes, the horror, the horror. And he gained all this weight and didn't tell Martin Scorsese, Daniel Day-Lewis, Francis Ford Coppola. Or he didn't tell him, okay, he was supposed to be this mighty physical presence that was going to kick Kirk Douglas's ass. Michael Douglas, Kirk Douglas. And instead he was a giant man. Now that they have the Kingpin, I think people understand that a giant man could really mess around. But then I guess they thought their idea of threatening was big and like lean and muscular, like I guess he was in the book. This is a horror story number 6. Horror story 6. The flies came into my mouth, okay, and laid a bunch of eggs. And then all of a sudden there was maggots in my mouth because I didn't brush my teeth for 2 days in a row because I was sad. Little pieces of rice. They weren't. Disgusting. There's a hole in my mouth where they used to pull my teeth out if I was a bad boy. Horror. Horror. The horror. You know the horror? I'm talking about it right now. The scariest thing you could ever think of, okay, is a donkey with a bow on it. A donkey with a bow on it. Because that's a present, okay? Someone took a horse, okay, and a mule. Wait a minute. Is the donkey the horse and the mule, or is the mule the horse and the donkey? I think it's the other way around. Someone took a mule with a bow on it. You know that they made that horse, okay, and that donkey, okay, have coital expectations, okay? And what came out was a bastard offspring. Well, not bastard offspring because there's a mom and there's a dad. Stop it. There's an offspring that didn't exist before. You may want to call it an abomination, but it has thoughts and feelings too. It has a brain, a heart, a lungs, orange stars, a green clover, and a blue diamonds. That donkey. That donkey kicks you in the nuts. And your testicles travel all the way up your stomach. Okay? To your duodenum. Like it was a cartoon. And you can never have more kids. I mean, you weren't going to anyway, but now that someone has taken that option from you. Now that someone's taken that option from you, it seems even more maniacal. Horror, horror, the horror. What's the scariest thing you ever think of? A centipede. Have you seen a centipede? Imagine a centipede going off your pant leg, okay? And it bites. It doesn't just crawl around like a happy little worm. It bites. It's got chompers on it. Imagine that centipede going up your leg. Chompity chomp. And it goes in your pee hole. You'd have to have a pretty big pee hole for that to happen. Okay, that's not going to happen. Well, the centipede still is going to chomp around, and it's not going to be fun. They're so alien looking. They got no face. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have a heart. Horror, horror. Who's got the horror? A deck of cards laid on the table before me. And in it there was the jack of clubs. That's the jack of clubs. They said, you are from the earth, and from the earth you will return. I mean, from whence you came. You will return from whence you came. Yeah, we all got to go sometime. And they're like, no, you're going now, brother. And they took me and they dunked me in a lake. They tied me up with pantyhose. And they put me in the lake. My metal head made it hard to float. My neck was crooked, and I tried whipping around like an eel. I've had some experiences with sirens and whales. I thought I knew my way around a marine habitat. But it was too much, and there was kelp overhead, and I got tangled up, and I died. That was it for me, man. And they said, don't go towards the light. I said, I won't. Because it's not your time. I said, I know that, dude. They said usually there's people here that are a little more reticent, reconnaissant, recognizing. The thing where you're repentant, penitent. And I said, I've been there, done that. Horror, who's got the horror? Thumbtacks, okay, in your eyes. Oh, that's disgusting. Gosh, thumbtacks in your eyes. First of all, the jelly would pop out. Bloop, bloop. No. It can't be true that the only thing that sells is horror. Number one rule of movie time, horror and Christmas. Why can't it be Christmas? I like that thing around here at Christmas time. It hated us for everything that we were. We weren't supposed to exist, and yet here we are. Tiny beings across a vast realm. Okay. And when it looks at you, it looks like it's looking from the inside out of you, like it was inside you looking out. But it was also like pushing itself through your cracks. So you were you, but you were also it. Through every hole you had, it came oozing out, knowing you better than you know yourself. And it hated you. It hated you. What do you do then? And I was like, well, I worked for an evil wizard before. He didn't like me very much. They didn't like me very much. You know what? And I still woke up every day with a renewed sense of purpose, because otherwise they would stick a centipede in my pee hole. I mean, in my pants. I'm trying to reincorporate some elements. Centipede won't leave me alone. Horror, who's got it? Who wants it? Who wants the horror? The terrible stories of darkness and the realms, the unknown realms. You know those unknown realms? The unknown realms. You know them? No, because you don't know. You don't know the unknown realms. That's why they're unknown. As soon as you see them, they're known. The unseen realms. I think they should call them the unseen realms, because as soon as you see them, they're seen. But they're still not known because of the mysteries involved. You don't know what mysteries with its people, its the cultures, the land, the curses, the ghosts, the werewolves, the spirits, the banshees, the hinkies, the hooty-doos, the pop-tarts. You don't know every part, every creature of that land. Okay? Let's start a show. Okay. Let's start a show. I have to carry the light with me. It kind of ruins the effect. Yes. Look at me. It's like the sun's coming up over my head. Oh, that's how it should start. What are 5 things I want to tell you? I want to tell you about my favorite pets. Okay? I want to tell you about some horrors. The 3 favorite horrors. Okay? Pets, horrors, food, champions, and spangles. Brangles. Food, horror, pets, champions, bangles, knives, turkeys. Food. You gotta eat it. Dun, dun. My mom was part jellyfish. Dun, dun, dun. In the end, they took her. Dun, dun, dun. And they made, guess what? Like a kind of jellyfish gelatin. Dun, dun, dun. And they served it to the barracks. Dun, dun, dun. And I knew it was my mom. I knew it was my mom. And she said from inside the gelatin bowl, that's where they were wrong. Because you can't kill a jellyfish. And that jellyfish is now inside me. If you entered my stomach, there would be a jellyfish that asked you 3 wishes. Alright? Lest you be devoured by my acids. You'd have to be really small, like my arm's getting sore. You'd have to be really small, like a paramecium or something, but for some things that would be quite frightening. Dun, 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 dun. It still looks like I'm brushing my teeth and I can't reach the counter. Dun. You'd never think that I had a way in children's education. I really enjoy teaching kids. Dun, dun, dun. They were really sweet and cute. And they showed me a bunch of stuff like where they colored and their different centers. And it was really nice. I really liked it. Dun, dun. So let me teach your kids. Dun. I'm out of that business. And I gotta open up a daycare. I would only need 5 kids to pay for it. But I'd need to tunnel down into the earth to make more room for the gymnasium. There's no gymnasium in my house. It's just a row house. There's no gymnasium, and there's no common gymnasium because we're all supposed to hate each other. Dun, 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 dun. I think this song is taking away from my power. This song is sucking my power away. And power is generated from my core. And my core, like the motor it is, keeps rolling and rolling and rolling. Yeah, I could teach your kids. I could teach them lots of stuff. I can't teach them how to sew. I could teach them how to cook. Teach them how to cook eggs. Teach them how to cut a food. Teach them how to sharpen a knife. Teach them how to make a fire. Teach them how to read. Teach them how to write. Teach them how to sword fight. Teach them how to read a book. I've done already. Teach them how to eat. They probably know that already. Teach them you wipe 3 times and then you have a shower. That's Howard Stern. You teach them. Camera dynamics. Yeah, that's right. You teach them proper framing because I'm good at it. You teach them this. You teach them that. Oh, you always have to have a foot outside the tub. You always have to have a foot outside the tub just to prove how smart you are. Well, you know what? Your feet are going to go back into this tub. Both feet are going to go into this tub, and you're going to have a bath. You're going to have a 100% bath with your 100% self. Dun, dun, you're in the bath. Dun, you're there, man. Dun, dun, dun. It's pretty scary. Dun, dun. Not this, just that feeling of loneliness. That feeling of loneliness and dread, that existential loneliness and dread. You try and keep the day like full of stuff to do. You try and keep it like busy. You go to the coffee shop. You do a little grocery shop. Trying to find some Mexican chili chips because now you can't stop thinking about them. Dun, 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 dun. I was a boy, okay? I was a boy when they took me, okay? I was a boy when they took me to the fortress, okay? And they gave me armors and weapons, and they wanted me to be violent and commit violence against others, okay? And I would sometimes manage to tap dance my way out of it, joke my way out of it, you know? And then I was the funny guy. But I didn't do anything to stop anyone else. I didn't do anything to stop anyone else. I managed to keep myself out of mostly trouble, but there's some stuff I'm not proud of. There's some stuff I did I'm not proud of. And sometimes when I sleep at night, more like every time when I sleep at night, every all night when I sleep at night, I think about those things. Maybe not like all at once in one night, but like there's a rotating schedule of the things that I did that weren't good. And then when you're lying there at night, okay, that's when they come back and you curl up so like you're curling up like someone's roasting you, and you're like what's a thing that curls up when it burns? A piece of grass. You know how a piece of grass just kind of curls in on itself when it's getting burned? That's what it feels like inside your stomach and your behind your eyes, your head. You're just like, oh, I can't believe I did that thing. Oh. And then the next night, it's kind of something new. And the thing is, you haven't thought about these things in years. You didn't even know you remembered them. Like you didn't realize that you had forgotten to remember them. You had remembered that you'd forgotten them. Maybe that you remembered that you'd forgotten them once you thought about them again. Once you thought about them again. Dun, dun. What do you do? There's just your breath, okay? Your breath and your body against the bed. Okay, every point of contact against the bed. Okay, you're there right now, taking a breath inside. Okay, inside you and outside you. Okay, you gotta be careful, man. You gotta be careful with those thoughts and feelings because that's not you. Okay, that's not you. Pretend you're watching a movie. Okay, it's a blue screen with a login on it. Okay, you put your login and your PIN. Okay, you press enter and you accept the terms and conditions, and then you go open a browser. Okay, or you insert your USB, whatever it is that you want to do at that time. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, that's right. They took me as a kid. That's right. That's right. That's right. And they said, "Oh, don't you have to be the center of attention?" I'm like, "You're the one that took me." I was happy being by myself with my jellyfish parent, jellyfish mom, and my turtle dad. They were jellyfish traits. Okay, it wasn't an actual jellyfish and a turtle doing it. How's that going to happen? Jellyfish don't even reproduce sexually, and turtles don't lay jelly. Well, they did lay the jellyfish, if you know what I mean. No, they had those traits. Mom could shoot nematocysts out of her fists. It was kind of like very superheroic, and they stung you. So if you took a cookie from the cookie jar, you felt it. There was a nematocyst on your butt or on your ears as you're running away, and it hurt. You can't say you ever really got used to it. Uh, Dad didn't have any like really offensive capabilities, but he was all defense. He had a hard shell, okay, and he could withdraw. And withdraw he did. You never really felt comfortable around him. But then you realize he never really felt comfortable around you. And then you think, oh, I could have done so much more. I could have I could have done more. And now I can't. Dun, dun. Yeah, that's right. It's shadow puppet time. Woof woof. I'm a bunny. Hop hop. Hop little bunny. Hop hop hop. Hop little bunny. Hop hop hop. Hop little bunny. Hop hop hop. Hop 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 and stop.